Hello, my pretties. It's Shadow the Lion Queen here, and today I'm going to be talking about why I my YouTube story. Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, for those of you guys who have been on my channel for really long time, you're probably wondering, why did I decide to become a YouTuber? Well, I am going to start off with back on my older channel, which was called Bella Swan Girl, and that channel, I used that channel for quite a year actually, or two. And when I was using that channel at the time, I will have to say my videos, looking back at them now, they were not that great. I'm just going to be brutally honest when I say that, people. Um it obviously, I do have to say that it is a pretty interesting story, because I had my old when I was on my older channel, I uploaded just random videos. And I was about 13, and then I turned 14 in August in 2012. And that was when I started, having my own YouTube channel. And my parents were very supportive about that at the time. And usually I just uploaded random clips from movies and me showing off my Briar horse things, because that was something really big that got me a certain amount of views, was the Briar horse videos. Looking back on it now, they were pretty cringe. I'm not afraid to admit it, they were cringe. So yeah, they were definitely not really the best videos I made back at the time, but I could remake them if I wanted to. But you know that's just what I'm just trying to get at. And another thing too that I really have to say is that on my older channel I started doing a bunch of stuff, doing different variety of content. Now, this was before I started, being in the creepypasta community, because I wasn't really into the creepypasta community until much later, if, later on, which I'll get to that eventually in a bit. So basically, I was just doing random videos and stuff like that. That mainly is what I was doing for quite a while. Now, for quite a while. However, I will say that sometime, I guess, around 20, oh yeah, 2013, yeah, 2013, like, I started using this account that I'm using now. It was, used to be my IRL name, and I started, you know, doing random content, because I wanted to do random content to to you guys, for you guys to understand what I do. And that's obviously something I've been doing for quite a while. And if you look back at my older videos, they weren't really the best. I will admit, they were not really the best, but they actually, I mean, they did get some views here and there, but I look at them and they're not really the best. I'm just going to say that now. So it definitely really plays a part in the whole aspect. Whenever I was sitting there and doing different kind of stuff, I ended up trying out new things that, because I wanted to try out stuff for, to get everybody, just for entertainment and stuff. I wanted to try and do different things. Now, this was before I started, making gaming videos, and before I started, making creepypasta videos. And I uploaded random stuff because, like whatever stuff I wanted. I had posted a few riding videos around that time, but I didn't really do that a whole lot because, they didn't really get as many views as I was hoping they would. And then I'm like, what am I doing wrong? You know, I know some people criticize me now about how I can improve my content. And while I am trying to do that, I'm always trying to do different things just to try to get my content at least a little respected, if that makes sense. Now, 2017 rolls around, I started listening to creepypastas, and I think sometime later on, I guess maybe near the end of 2018, I changed my name to the Shadow Lioness because I was in a few creepypasta communities at the time, and I started, making creepypasta videos, and people started to seem to enjoy them a whole lot. Now, in a panic, when COPPA was coming around, I ended up deleting all my videos because I was afraid, of getting a huge fine. But that was a scare tactic, and I shouldn't have fall for it, but I did. But that makes it me a lesson to never fall for anything like that again. And I haven't since then, so everything has been good. Now, I decided to change my name a bit here and there. I changed it to the Queen of Lions for quite a bit, then the Lion Queen, and I recently changed my name to Shadow the Lion Queen. And yeah, this is where we're at now. And while I am going to say right now, when I was a kid, when I started watching YouTube channels on random videos, mainly Teen Titans videos and etc., back in 2006, 2007. I was a kid at the time. This was before I had a YouTube channel. I obviously wanted to know what it would be like to be a content creator. So that's why I decided to, maybe check out some YouTubers of uploaded videos, and I've always wondered what would my content be like if I had, the proper, editing softwares and stuff like that to create my content. Like, I've always wanted to know how I can do that, and I've been really wondering about it for, a while, and eventually I got the hang of it. So I definitely have to really say that this was definitely something that I always had to think about. Is before I made my channel when I was 13, my first channel by the way, I've always had to brainstorm some ideas on what type of content do I want to do. Do I want to do gaming? Do I want to do, uploading clips or something like that? I've been thinking about that for quite a while. And while I'm trying to avoid, getting into copyright trouble, because, yeah, copyright on YouTube is becoming more strict nowadays, I'm also trying to see what kind of content can I do to, pretty much please my fans, if that makes sense. And, while I am trying to do it as much as I can now, you could definitely see that recently my content has been doing hell of a lot better than it was back when I started doing videos. Now, I know some of my older subscribers on this channel from 2012 and 2013 probably don't use YouTube anymore. I mean, I know maybe very few people still use YouTube who were sub to me around that time, but most of them just, quit YouTube, or they just don't use it very much anymore and move on with their lives, basically. But I basically really have to I really had to think about and brainstorm ideas for, when it comes to making content. Like, I ended up pretty much brainstorming, ideas for new videos and even future videos as well. I've been brainstorming a lot about what type of, videos do I want to release in the future so I can, maybe attract people's attention and, keep doing what I'm doing. Now, I know nowadays some of my videos don't get as many views as much as I hope they would get more views, but I'm not too concerned about that because I'm only doing this for fun. I mean, yes, I'm monetized for any of you guys wondering, but I'm only doing this just for fun. This is not, a business or anything like that, and I'm not doing YouTube for money either. Because if I was doing YouTube for money, people would look at me and say, "Oh, she's just doing this for money. She's greedy." I'm not a greedy person. So that's why I always say to people, if you're going to do YouTube, don't do YouTube for money. Because if you do YouTube for money, people are going to look at you and they're going to think you're greedy. So my advice is, do not ever do YouTube for money, because people will look at you and they will see that you're just doing it for money and they'll point you out as greedy. So that is why I don't do YouTube for money. I just do it because it's fun, it's a hobby, and something that I like to do. It's something I've been doing for quite a couple years, and I'm still doing what I'm doing. Every now and then I would post, random videos of my cat's shadow, and which you guys probably seen a lot of videos of every time I post. So there's that. Now, I want to get out of the way and say, if you don't don't feel that making a certain content is going to attract users, how would you know that unless you try? Like, I know I've been trying my best to do, different type of content and spice things up just to keep people watching and stuff like that. Well, some of my videos that get a lot of views are either lost episode stories, Loud House stories, or the Paw Patrol stories, or even the Bluey stories, or anything like that. They get more views than others. I mean, while that's the case with some of my videos, I do try and do my best to, pretty much continue to do what I love, just to maybe expand and grow. And I've been growing and expanding for a while, and this is really good progress that I'm doing, despite not getting as many views as I hoped. But, I'm still trying to do a better job. Maybe some of my videos may not be as great as others, but I do try to do what I can to try and, please everyone with any kind of content that I make. Even though I'm not 100% perfect, I do my best to strive and be a better person and strive to do better when it comes to content creating. I mean, I wasn't really the best at making content either back when I started my older channel, and even when I started this channel back in 2012, I wasn't really that great at editing or anything like that either. But if you look at me now, I'm doing a hell of a lot better with editing and stuff, and I've been doing a lot better with, content creating and stuff, and I've got a software on my computer, which is, for those of you who are wondering, it's called Open Shot Video Editor or something like that. I mean, everybody uses different video softwares, where programs for their videos, and while mine is not really the best editor software, but I personally use it because I've been used to it for quite a while, and I really don't mind using it for my videos because it obviously gives me more time to, try and play things out and, check things out and make sure everything, flows well. I try to do that. That's literally what I'm trying to do, is to try to, make sure everything flows out perfectly. While my content may not be the best, I definitely do try to, do what I can to try and make, my content look, as best as I can. I mean, yeah, I know there's some people that may criticize the way I edit my videos, the way I do my videos. And, that's understandable, because I can understand, people, are giving me pointers and explaining, what's the flaws with my content and what can I do to, improve. That's exactly what I'm trying to do every time, is I try to improve myself, so that way people can understand, that I'm trying to do better when it comes to content creating. And I will give a benefit of the doubt. Not everybody is good with content creating. I mean, everybody edits their videos differently. People make their videos differently. It's all depends on the person, because the person, whoever, does what, is trying to do their best to be better at editing. I mean, I'm not the best at when it comes to editing, but I do try to put my effort into it when I can. Whenever I do something, I try to, take, what people say with a grain of salt, and try to, improve my content and try to make it better. While I'm not 100% perfect, I will say that, I don't mind trying new things. I don't mind, trying different content that I can put out for people. I do try my best and all. And, while I am trying my best to do the best I can do, your content doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Now, here's the thing, people. Your content doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You can always do, something new. You can always do new stuff. You can always try, branching out to different stuff, which obviously really helps. But you could also try and do multiple ways to try to do what you can. It obviously is definitely something that I can really say. And whatever you do is try and put a lot of effort into your videos as you can. And that's exactly what I have been doing for a very long time. I've been trying to put some, effort into my videos. I mean, while my videos may not be the best, I at least do my hardest to try and make sure everybody's you know but with all due reality, if you're going to do something for YouTube, try and put your time and effort into it. Like, here's the thing. Your content doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Your content can be, as fixated as you can. Try and put at least some effort when it comes to making videos, because if you try and do that, you will attract more people. And while I do try to do that, which is true, but I really have to say, it's not hard to do what you're doing. So, with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm just going to sit here and say this right now, that this is just what I'm going to say is what I have to do. But with that being said and that being the case, I do try and, do my best to put my time and effort into these videos when I make them. That's kind of why, I take a little bit of time to work on the videos, just to make sure everything flows out well before I put it out there, just to make sure, that everything looks good, everything looks really neat and wants to stand out. And that's the thing when it comes to video making too, is you gotta try and put time and effort. That's what I'm trying to do is, I try different stuff just to make it more flowing well. And here's the thing when it comes to thumbnails too, I wasn't really the best when it comes to making thumbnails. I mean, if you look at my older thumbnails, you could see how garbage they are. But if you look at my thumbnails that I'm doing now, you could see how much I've improved on making better thumbnails. While it's not, 100% perfect, I could definitely say that I am doing a lot better than how I was back then. And while my content is still not really 100% or up there, I definitely do my best to try and make it better, if that makes sense. I try my best to make everything, look better and original and pretty much inspiring as much as I can. But, with that being said, I mean, you could play around, with thumbnails on, what you want your thumbnails to look like. And you would want them to stand out really well. So that way you could get more clicks, people will be able to watch your video, and you can really, it will help out a lot. But of course, I mean, my thumbnails were really terrible. On my old channel, my first channel, the Bella Swan Girl one, my thumbnails were garbage because I didn't know how to make thumbnails back then. I didn't know how to make them. So that is obviously a big flaw I could say for myself is, I wasn't really the best at making thumbnails. While I'm not, while I'm making thumbnails now that they're good, I definitely am doing a lot better than how I was, you know, when I first started my first channel. I made a lot of mistakes on my first channel. I made a lot of mistakes that I obviously have to say it is okay to make mistakes on your channel. It's okay to, mess up a video every once in a while. It's okay to, mess up a thumbnail every now and then. I've done it before. Don't be ashamed to, make mistakes. Because everybody does make mistakes when it comes to, whatever it be thumbnails or whatever it be, video making content. Because there were a couple of times where I messed up in in a thumbnail for some reason. Like whatever, the video gets, audio gets cut off for whatever reason will be, and that obviously is playing a part when it comes to, being a YouTuber for me. I mean, every now and then I would mess up the thumbnail. Every once in a while I would, fuck up the video. But sometimes I can remake the video or thumbnail and I would basically make it better. Other times I would just leave it there as a reminder not to try and do that again. And that is pretty much a reminder to not make that mistake again. So that is kind of why I don't really make too much you know, um, mess up stuff. Like when it comes to messing up or stuff. I definitely have to say that I don't really blame that. But with that being said, I definitely have to say that it's definitely really playing a part when it comes to this stuff. I mean, every once in a while I may mess up on a thumbnail, but I take that with a grain of salt of what I did and what I've messed up, and I tried my best to do better so I can make better content and stuff. So that's what I try to do is, I try, different things to, make my content look better. I mean, my content is still not 100%. Of course it isn't. But there is no reason why I can't, try new stuff and make, things look better and stand out. That's exactly what I tend to do every time when it comes to making thumbnails. But with my YouTube story, I will say that there is a lot of stuff that I do outside of YouTube. Like whenever it be making, thumbnails, making videos for, future videos, stuff like that. And most of the time, I try, different ways, and, it's okay to make a mistake every once in a while and stuff, because, everybody makes mistakes every here and there, and, it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. You could basically learn from it and do your best to try and do better. That's exactly what I try to do, and I'm still trying to do what I'm trying to do right now, so there's definitely that. So anyways, I guess with that being said, that's pretty much all I have to really say about my YouTube story. Overall, I will have to say, it's quite a journey, but if you look at me now, I have improved on content creating and, making, writing stories for myself to read, and even when I'm narrating and stuff like that, I've improved a hell of a lot since, I started, my career. Well, I mean, this isn't technically it's kind of a career, but it's not, like a big career like SML or Markiplier or anything like that. So, if that makes sense. But anyway, I will have to say here and sit here and say, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my story. And if you guys have any stories about, your YouTube story, feel free to let me know in the comments below, but you can also make videos like this if you want. As always, I'm Shadow the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you're new to my channel, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go check out my Blue Sky, my Twitter, my DeviantArt, links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on there. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, as a link to that will also be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on there. And that's pretty much all I have to really say, but if there's something I'm missing, I could either make a part 2 of this, or I can maybe leave it in the comment section down below. So as always, I'll be catching you guys all in the next video. Oh, pardon me about that, I was hiccuping. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, roll the outro, because I'm out. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video. And I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.